Hey everybody, Coach Jamila here. I wanted to come to you all today before the day ended. So, a little bit later than I wanted, but hey, I'm still here. Okay? So today, health coach tip number 3. I want to talk about something that is still a little interesting to me, but I figured it would be a good topic to discuss and also see what you all think. So, first of all, have you all ever heard of the sit and stand test? I will pop in a short video in this video to show you what it is. But the sit and stand test is basically a way of showing your athleticism. It's showing how mobile you are. And there have been some studies that also show that it can prove your longevity. Now, for me personally, I don't believe the sit test alone can determine your longevity of life. I think there's so many other factors to consider, but I do understand the concept. The concept is if you can do the sit and stand test very well, and I'll explain more in a little bit, then that means that you are in good shape, your body's in good shape, which makes sense. That does connect to longevity. So with that being said, I just want to be clear that the sit and stand test, in my opinion, is not fully enough to determine your longevity of life. I do think it's a good test to take and to work your way up to improving because it does show, again, like how mobile you are, how good are your joints, how athletic are you. Now, I will put in a disclaimer that if you have bad knees or hips, I would not do this, okay? I don't think it would be a safe thing for somebody with bad knees or bad hips to do. In those situations, I don't think you need to do the sit and stand test. Obviously, I think it's very important that we are all moving our body consistently. And when I say moving our body, I mean moving your body, finding something to do, parking further away from the grocery store, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, finding ways to keep your body continuously moving. So I digress. The sit and stand test basically is you have to be able to sit down completely, put your arms up, you cross your legs over, and again, I'll put a video in. You sit down. If you are able to sit down without losing your balance or using your hands to support you, you get 5 points. If you lose your balance, you get half a point taken away. If you use your hands in any way going downward, you lose 1 point. The same for coming up. When you're coming up, if you can do that perfectly without using your hands or losing your balance, you get 5 points. If you lose your balance a little bit, that's half a point. If you use your hands, that's 1 point. Okay? So I'm going to pop the video in right here so you can see exactly what I'm talking about, and then we'll come back. Okay, you guys, I'm demonstrating the sit test. The whole point of the sit test is if you get 10 points, meaning 5 points sitting down, 5 points standing up, you have a perfect score. If you use your hands, you lose a point. If you lose your balance, you lose half a point, okay? All right, so I got right foot over my left. We're going to start. Boom. And I'm going to do my left foot over my right. Boom. Baby. Hey, everybody. I am back. So, as you can see, that is the sit to rise test or sit to stand test, whatever you want to call it. So, I will say I did not have it down the first time I did it. It took me a few weeks to get to a perfect score. So I know I was really excited at the end of that video, but just to be clear, my first time doing it, I did not get it. I definitely was having a hard time coming back up. So to give you a little bit of background about where this came from. So it was a Brazilian study, and in the study, they assessed over 2,000 people who were ages 50 to 80. So there's where there's a little bit of a difference. These individuals were already older in age, 50 to 80 years old. So it's kind of hard to say that this can assess longevity based on people under 50. There's no studies on that. So in that group of over 2,000 people, they followed them, they checked in on their health, and what they found out is those who scored between 8 and 10 points on the sit to stand test had a longer lifespan versus those who scored below 8 had a shorter lifespan. Okay, so let me get my notes to tell you exactly what the scores are. So between 8 and 10, that means that's a really good score. Based on the study, it means you're going to have a long, healthy life. Again, to be clear, I do still believe that there's so much more that goes into longevity. But I do understand the mindset behind why the sit and stand test can help determine that, because it determines how strong you are, it determines your balance, all these things, athleticism, how athletic you are, how in shape you are, will help you live a longer life, right? Okay, so the second part is if you get between a 6 and 7.5, it's twice as high of a chance of having a shorter life based on the study. Keeping in mind that this study was based on people who were 50 to 80 years old. In a score of 3.5 to 5.5, there's a 3.5 times risk of not having a long life. Okay, so again, if you are not able to get this sit and stand test between an 8 and 10, here's the thing: do more physical activity, do more movement. Focus on movement that really helps strengthen your core, strengthen your body, helps with balance. Like, these are all good exercises to do. And I do think the sit and stand test does, again, help you kind of determine like where you are. So it's a good idea to maybe try this and see where you fall. And if you fall below 8, really think about what kind of movements can you do to help improve your balance and help improve your strength. Okay. Also, another part of the study, it says a single point increase in score can reduce your mortality by over 20% based on the study. So if you're able to come back and assess yourself 4 weeks later or 6 weeks later after you've started adding some more movement and you get a single point increase, then based on that study, you are improving your longevity. So yeah, that's it, you guys. I thought it was super interesting and I just wanted to bring it to y'all's attention. I would love for you all to try it and tell me what scores you get. And if you get below an 8, please do not dwell on that. Think about what movements you can do to improve that score. And again, I want to be very clear. If you have bad knees or bad hips, please do not try this. I want you to be safe. I am going to pop in another video with my daughter showing you what it looks like if you use your hands. So if you use your hands going down, remember that's 1 point. And if you use your hand to come up, that's another point. That's still a score of an 8, and that's still really good. So I'm gonna pop her in at the end of this video just to show you all what it looks like if you have to use your hand to get up and get down. All right, so let me know what y'all think. Hope you enjoyed health coach tip number 3. Holla back. And now we have Miss Joelle demonstrating for us the sit and stand test using her hand for support. And I forgot to tell you all that you need to have no shoes on, either barefoot or with socks. All right, girlfriend, go for it.
Okay.
She used her hand for support. Now she's using her hand for support to get up. That's 8 points. 1 point each time she used her hand, and that's still a great score. So that's it. At the end of the day, you guys, it's all about that movement. Keep your body moving. Get that physical activity in. All right. Say bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Joelle.
You're welcome.